All right, what it do? What it do? It's your boy Q, and welcome on into the Edgewood Eagles team stream. We've got a banger for y'all today for some ECAC action as the Eagles take on Ball State, a team that's been having some pretty strong performances here as of late in CRL. And before we can even finish talking about it, we see a perfect example of why a team that likes to play fast has the ability to transition very quick from one side of the pitch to the other. That's a first goal just 16 seconds in. Definitely going to be having their hands full today. Guh, Wova, both. A couple of players that do have some RLCS experience. I think all three of them, at least the top 32 experience, if I'm not mistaken. Regardless, though, it is early pressure here on from Ball State. Shot from Gug, going to get shut down by Timmy. You see, they're doing a great job of keeping the pressure down here on this blue half of the field. Wova's going to send it forward. Oaths up to find a bump onto Timmy. Makes the job harder for Bryant, but Bryant does find the save. Everybody low on boost, however. Pink able to find a way from one side of the goal to the other to find the save. Right now, however, being starved of that boost is all three players right now. From the Eagles sitting relatively low. So more pressure forward. That's going to be a shot from Oath. And Timmy did get a hood onto it. But it is going to find the back of the net. And it just feels like for the last, well, basically since the last kickoff, the Eagles have been stuck back here on this half of the field. Ball State team just plays at a different pace. Timmy finds enough of that to send it off the post. Ball's up the sky. Gug coming forward with the shot. That one's in across the goal line as well. That's 3 goals in the opening 90 seconds of play. It might take just a little bit of adjustment here as far as the side of our Edgewood Eagles. We're seeing early, this is a team that just plays at a little bit of a different pace than really anybody else we've seen. I mean, we played a tough competition last week against Cumberland, but even then, they play a little bit more methodical pace in this Ball State squad. They just like to throw everything but the kitchen sink at you. Pressure you until you're uncomfortable. They do a great job of even making the best CRL teams uncomfortable whenever they're able to get the control the way they have thus far in the opening 2 minutes of play. Bryant vibing on the top of Guz. Carr is going to be able to jump right back into the field of play. Ping. Bump. Allow for Timmy to get the control of the ball here, but no gas in the tank to really make play. To try and gather up the backboard. Can't. Over. Can't see it forward. Gah. Fall off here. Oh. And still more pressure forward. Ball State here. Down the other side. Be careful not to overextend. Already seen this team on a mission in transition. Hold on. Backward. Bryant going to be able to find the shot. Quite come a little wide open net. Gun just simply has to tap it in. And it's 4-0 here in game number 1. It is a long series, of course, here in ECAC. It's a race to 4 win. Always talk about these longer series. Sometimes game number 1 can be used more as that feel-good game. And it's not always about how you start, it's how you finish the game number 1. See, it's the Eagles here in the final 2 minutes. Have the ability to tighten things up. Start producing a little bit of offense. And right now, struggling in that department. 0 shots as opposed to the 12. A full dozen of them things. Over from Ball State. Minutes left, and there's still time to get going. Even when it just comes to this game, I don't know if we're going to be able to come back with the 5 goals, but you can at least find something to build upon. going into game number 2. There's going to be the first shot recorded. Bryant's going to look to field it off the backboard, or off of the rebound, I should say. Sends it back towards the backboard. Make sure playing very deliberate as far as trying to make sure they maintain the control of the boost. It seems like at times we had seen Ball State do a phenomenal job of really starving Edgewood out back in their defensive half. As far as the offensive side of things, I don't really know if we can really talk too much critique. We haven't seen too much time down here. Would like to say, you know, open things up a little bit more passing plays, but against a team like Ball State, that can be incredibly hard. They play fast. They do a great job of being able to anticipate where the ball's going. One thing that makes this squad so great when it comes to the highest levels of CRL. Oh, sorry, up on the pre-jump there. You can just see as far as from this Ball State squad meeting with that pressure around the midfield line. However, despite that, great job in transition. Bryant over one. Just out of the reach of Oath as well. And who knows, maybe that's the jump start to starting to figure things out here. Almost find themselves a play off of the kickoff. Hold on, chance for a transition play. Pink fires a shot. Gonna be recorded. I don't think it got quite close enough to the goal. Timmy's gonna send one on from the midfield line. Does require a save, but Oath is able to get to it with relative ease. Ball's still up in the sky as there's 0 seconds left on the clock. Game number 1 goes to Ball State. We mentioned earlier how there was quite a discrepancy as far as shots. 13 shots was where Ball State ended. It ended at 4 or 5. I didn't get to see what Pink had before they had happened to go change their preset. It's going to be important here going into game number 2. You've got to find a way to really be able to slow things down in that offensive half. We saw in that first half of game number 1 a lot of time where Edgewood was caught back, not just in their defensive half, but in their defensive third. A lot of pressure towards the net. I would actually say with as much pressure that was towards the net earlier on, for the result, not too bad. Good news here is it's zeros on either side of the clock as we head, or zeros on either side of the scoreboard, shall I say, as we head into game number 2, 5 minutes onto the clock. I think it's a very early one going to be added on. A wide open field, a double commit right around the midfield line. Nobody able to get a nose onto it. Wide open field means you just simply need to tap it in. And while this team is talented, you give it most teams at this level at wide open of a field, they're going to find a way to capitalize. So those are some of the small things that do need to be cleaned up on the back end, but it does feel like a lot of today has been more about what Ball State has been doing right, as opposed to maybe what Edgewood is doing wrong. It just feels like they're doing a phenomenal job of being able to keep the possession, keeping the pressure. That's 2 goals in the opening 25 seconds. Both off the kickoff here, looking to add a third to the tally. Bryant's going to be able to find the save. Finds it to the midfield line, but that is about it. And this team just playing faster. I mean, spending almost the entirety of the transition to the field in the sky. And it's like every touch so very deliberate as well. Whether it's a pass, a play towards the net, or simply maintaining the possession with a dribble. There's a shot that's going to fire towards the net. Gug going to be able to find the save. Now looking to flip the field. Oath's already up in the sky. That's the confidence that they're playing with currently over on that Ball State side. Can't say I blame them. 3 goals in the first minute of play. They've only allowed 1 goal through the first 6 minutes of complete action thus far. But to be fair, this is what Ball State does to a lot of people they play against. And there is still time to be able to turn things around. 90 seconds gone by in game number 2 here, and while we did see 3 relatively early goals, the pace of play has slowed down. The defense for Edgewood seems to have made at least some slight adjustments. They're not allowing as much pressure down on their half. Pink's going to be able to pick this thing up and put the low 50 under Woba. Unfortunately, the answer to that is no. Matter of fact, Bryant tries to go right back towards the net. Woba gets the control. It's all 3 players looking to gather. A little bit of miscommunication here. Bryant has no gas. Going to leave it off for Pink. Pink got enough of it to send it back forward. Will lose the handle. Guz going to find a big demo there onto Timmy. Now here's Pink. Taking off from deep inside of their half. Unfortunately gets bumped. Guz going to be able to find the touch. Left off for Woba. Woba looking for that double tap, but it's Bryant. He's able to disrupt that. Finds a clear. Sends it back down to the clear other side of the pitch here. Opportunity. Timmy over to Pink. Bang. Edgewood are going to be able to cut this lead down to 2. We had mentioned how after 3 really early goals from Ball State, it had felt like Edgewood started to make a turn. They're going to need to start upping the tempo here just a little bit more from where they're at. You're going to need more than 2 shots in 3 minutes. You've got to find a way to relieve the pressure down here on the defensive half, and I don't know if that means extending and trying to find those demos to get yourself a way out. Double commit there for the save. He prevents a goal. Oaths up in the sky, freestyle, and just a little bit looking for a way to get back towards the net. Will eventually get shut down, but this is more time that continues to dwindle off the clock. Big pinch off the wall. Oath has some space. Nice touch by Pink to be able to secure it over in the corner. Now it's about trying to get the handle on it, but unable to do so. Every time they round this corner, they look to try and gather things. The ball gets just a little bit too far ahead of the car. And because of the space that is not being allowed by Ball State, they have been in Edgewood's face all night long. And while we have seen some teams that can play that sort of in-your-face defense, not to this level. And while adjustments have most definitely been made, still trying to find a way to keep the control of the possession down there on the offensive side. It's already a big enough challenge just simply finding the relief valve down out of your half and being able to get into that orange half. Then it's a whole nother challenge of being able to maintain that possession. Again, there's a reason this team has seen quite a few top 8 CRL finishes this year so far. I think the adjustments that have been made show that Edgewood can compete at that level. Now it's about being able to win at that level here with some of the best at the collegiate level. Like that they've been able to keep a little bit more possession. Not sure I'm a fan of that touch, though. It's going to go down into that Edgewood side. Luckily, not enough time to be capitalized on. But that does mean Ball State is going to be halfway there. Game number 2, you were at least able to keep things closer. It's only a 2-goal victory. But when you look at the total time of possession, shots, 8 shots as opposed to the 3 from Edgewood. Starting to run out of time here. I feel like sometimes if you're able to turn it into, like, say, a 1-goal game, you say, hey, you keep improving in these couple areas, maybe you're good to go. Not sure that's quite the case. Of course, momentum can be a dangerous thing, and every run does indeed start with one. So let's see if our Edgewood Eagles can do just that. Get things off to the right foot in game number 3. At least prevented an early goal in the first 15 seconds. That's something that's changed from the first 2 games. Now an opportunity to maybe tally the first one on. I thought Timmy was going to have an opportunity. Bryant's going to have to sail back quickly to the defensive side. Gathers this thing out of the back left-hand corner. Now Bryant takes a crack at it. I don't think those big, long carries are going to be what's going to work against this Ball State team. Gus should be in position to field this. The field has been reset by Edgewood, though. You saw when Gus looked up the field, everybody for Edgewood sitting on a bunch of gas. But this squad just built different. Nice play from Gus. Oath being a menace as well. And while maybe not an early goal in game number 3, that first goal, that lead, does still come across within the first minute. Thought maybe Pink was going to be able to find a quick response, but Gus able to shut things down. Touch forward, Pink leaves it off the backboard. Timmy Kablamo, do you get the second touch as well? That pops it up. Oh, it's off the post. Timmy's there. Hold on. Bang! And a quick response from Edgewood ties things up with just 75 seconds gone by. You're going to need more than that. It can't be just responses. You got to find a way to really take hold of the reins here in game number 3. Gov's going to be able to pick this one off and goes down towards the other side. Great pass over towards Oath. The shot sails wide. Oath's going to be able to find the demo on to Timmy. Only 2 defenders for now. That shot's going to ring off the post. Gov looks for a second attempt, but Timmy sends it to the corner. Ball floating around the midfield line, gathered by Gov. Looks to try and put it past the defender. Can't quite. Pink just a little too far forward. Can't pump the brakes quite quick enough. With that goal there, Ball State put themselves back in the lead. Pink giving themselves their own what a save, being a good sport about it. Gotta find another response here, though. Still have a little over half to play. I don't think you want to wait too long for a response. Nice adjustment by Bryant there. Be able to avoid the demo. Hold on. There you go. Pink gets it back with a big play here in the corner. Just enough to center it over. Timmy comes bearing downfield. And we're tied up at 2s. Just as good of a news, though, as it is for Edgewood that there's plenty of time. Same can be said for Ball State, who will look for a 3rd time to try and seize the lead here in game number 3. Back to that CRL run we saw where Edgewood likes to make things interesting. Maybe we can turn things around in game number 3. Here's a big save from Pink. Timmy not quite going to be able to find the touch to put it towards midfield. Pink sends it back to mid, but Oath's right there. Nobody in the net. And that thing's wide open. It's too easy. Those are the mistakes that you cannot afford to make against a team like Ball State. There's still time left on the clock. Minute and 55 seconds. The margin for error continues to thin down with every play, every second that goes by. Starting to feel like Edgewood can't afford too many more empty trips down into that orange half. Here's Bryant, pumps the brakes, get past one. Can't find a way past Oath. Timmy not going to be able to find the touch either. That's going to be an easy possession switch. Over to Ball State. Here's Guh looking for a play. Pink gathers it off the backboard. It gets the assistance from Bryant to continue advancing this ball forward. One touch. Can you find the second? And unfortunately not. Bryant looks to find a pass to the middle from the corner, but Guh's right there to pick it off. Goes the other way, and it's a beautiful transition play. Timmy's almost there. Literally the perfect play, the pass, the bump, the shot. Sometimes game gotta recognize game. Still 70 seconds left here. It's like this next one's gotta be soon for Edgewood. You mentioned no more empty trips before, definitely the case now, and you for sure cannot afford letting up any more goals. Might be able to catch this team with too much pressure forward. Gotta be able to flip the field quick though. This is a team that likes to play fast. They definitely don't seem to want to put their foot up off the gas for now. There's Bryant, good touch, sends it towards the middle. He's looking for the bump onto Guh, couldn't quite find it. Guh's also gonna get the second touch as well. And while I would like to sit here and say, hey, they've been close, close ain't gonna cut it at this point. Not with 10 seconds left in game number 3 and not nearly enough time to be able to turn it around. Reverse sweep territory. And with another matchup that will be broadcasted on the main WCRL channel, I feel like it's important that you try and at least find a way to pick yourself up one. Get something to build upon. Because again, while things have been close, the one thing that they've been struggling to do is find ways to clip the wings, so to speak, of this Ball State offense. They've been flying high, 14 shots in that last game. Good news is the score of our last game, just like the two before that, really don't matter at this point. One more time. We're going to go ahead and put 5 minutes on the clock. We're going to get to start off with a fresh sheet. Got zeros on either side of the scoreboard. Let's see if the Edgewood Eagles can get off to a right foot, get an early goal here, as well as be able to hold the line through the first 60, 90 seconds. Here's a goal, or a shot off of the kickoff that heads towards the goal. Isn't going to be able to find its way across the goal line, however. Quick transition. Bryant's going to be able to send that back towards the midfield. Actually, a second touch puts it right up on the top of their car. Over one pass, potentially over towards Timmy. Instead, it's just a simple shot. Guh finds the save. Pink looking for a follow-up pass to Timmy, and it's pressure here early on. But will the pressure result in a goal? It doesn't look like it. Counterattack opportunity. And Oath tries to find a way to shove that one home, but can't. And Pink's going to be able to find a way to shut things in here. First goal onto the board for Edgewood. A little bit of a miscommunication in front of the net, a lack of sense of urgency. A great job to be able to push forward and capitalize. Now it's going to be up to the defense. However, the offense can score another one would definitely relieve some of the pressure, but Something's going to tell me they're going to need more than the one. If they're going to want to walk away with a dub here in game number 4, and sure enough, as we're talking about it, yeah, you were able to weather the storm for the first 60 seconds, but the next 15 is all it took for Ball State to tie things up. Was gonna find a touch towards the net. That's not gonna be able to find its mark. Gus should be able to be the first one towards that. That's towards the net. Wolva with the slightest of touches. That was kind of nasty, not gonna lie. Bryant was there, had no gas in the tank. Still time to still be able to add to the tally. Okay, now we're starting to get a little carried away with the Trixies here. They're feeling a little too comfortable. Nice bump. It allowed Timmy to move that back up to the field, but only temporarily. Wolva's gonna fire a shot on a target here. Bryant will be able to find the save. You gotta find a way out of your defensive half here, though. It starts with a big clear, but you would prefer to be able to keep the possession. That ball gets too far away. Now all of a sudden back in the hands of Ball State, who have a counterattack, and God and Oath both playing that thing together from coast to coast. Two minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock. It is still just the 1 goal deficit. This ball's in front of the net. Bryant tries to shove it home, can't, but Timmy off of the rebound. Gonna be able to equalize things up with 2:08 left to play. Now it's about finding a way to double down on that. Possession off of the kickoff. Pink does get shut down before that play can develop. Up in the sky, looking to carry it from one side to the other. That's off of the post, and Bryant finds enough of it for the save. A savior medal here for Bryant. Closing in on that 90-second mark left here in game number 4. Guz up in the sky, was looking at pass back to Wolva there, I do believe, but does get knocked back towards the midfield line. Timmy sends it into the offensive zone, but really only just to allow for a reset of the field for the rest of the squad. Oh, no, not like this. A quick play from one side of the field to the other, turning defense into offense. Guh to Oath, back to Guh, the give, the go. As much as Bryant tries to get there, can't do so in time. It's 73 seconds here left to try and find a response. Okay, Bryant, there's one look at it. Hold on, it's still up in the sky. Timmy faking, touch back towards Pink, but can't quite find its mark. Bryant moves his ball forward, saved by Wolva. 50 seconds left. All right, Bryant trying to make something work. It's over Wolva. Pink's there for the play on the backboard. Can you look for a pass? It's dropped to Timmy, but Oath reads it, gets the nose on it, and finds the save. Final 30 seconds of play, unless the Edgewood Eagles are able to find a way to at least tie things up. All three players together on this right wall. Pink has about 50 gas in the tank. He makes something happen. Ball goes towards the middle, but Wolvo wins the foot race there. Oath should be able to find the clear with this. Gah, the slightest of touches to knock that thing on home. And with it now being a 2-goal lead with 8 seconds left, we knew this was going to be a tough matchup coming into this. And while at times able to go toe-to-toe with this Ball State squad, proving how difficult it is to play against this squad for a consecutive 5 minutes. You'll get yourself one for the road. That'll be it. Tough pill to swallow for sure, taking the L in 4 straight games, but that Ball State team, they're pretty darn good. I don't know if y'all saw, they just seem to be playing at a different pace out there. I do definitely feel like it was a big test for the defense, and I feel like for the most part, we did see that the Eagles were able to do a good job of being able to hold the line. It's just eventually at some point when your net gets peppered enough, it's going to find the lace at some point. So tough game for sure, but keep an eye out over on the WCRL channel because that is when we're going to be next as far as our next game on the evening. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us over here on the Edgewood Eagles broadcast over here on Twitch. If it's your first time through, you haven't already done so, hit that follow button down below. Turn those notifications on until we get to catch y'all back for the next one, man. Don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard. All right, y'all? It's your boy Q, signing out.